Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. And I'm doing things with my hands. Janae is in the stream. How you doing, Janae? We haven't seen you in a while. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for remembering that. That's a good job. My name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. And on today's show,
There is stuff.
We have an opening day starter. We have an opening day rotation. We're pretty close to having an opening day roster.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's only, I don't know, March something.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Good job.
It's Mario. It's March 10th. It's Mario Day.
Huh?
Nice hat, Gary.
Thank you.
What is Mario Day?
Mar 10. Somebody's got to teach him how to leet speak. Is it leet speak? Anyways, go ahead. Continue
I don't
on.
Phonetic. We also have to discuss what you're calling the leftation, which is the lack of lefties.
Honestly, I wish I would have gone with leftorium.
Leftorium's better. Yeah. Dodgers rotation is interesting. It's a lot of lefties in the rotation without the bullpen.
I already love these comments.
Are they good?
Real quick, we got Katie in the stream saying Astro fans be getting heated. We got Mookie Betts saying I love you, Clint. I love you, Brooke. And yes, Gary, I love you too. Mookie Betts.
Mookie's awesome. Consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent friend of the
Janae's been busy with work, which is why Janae's been gone. But it's okay. We forgive you. It's almost Dodger season. But
people are allowed to work.
No,
you gotta work to make money to go to Dodger games and buy me micheladas because I got $12 million. Got $12 million worth of micheladas to buy over the next couple of years, so I'm gonna need it.
The Red Sox punishment is on hold, but fear not. Brooke went and got in a fight with all of Astros Twitter apparently today. You were successfully memed. Your stuff was stolen, so that's cool. Yep. We have a new segment, which is sort of a really old segment. We have Unpopular Opinions, and we'll see how that kind of goes. It should be a good time, and everybody gets to play along.
Unpopular Opinions is just like my entire Twitter feed.
That seemed like the right button. And so much more on the stream today. Of course, first, we got to give a shout-out to our friends in that upper right-hand corner. Yes, our friends at Sportscaster. At Sportscaster, you can be the star of your own show with built-in studio graphics, access to special events. You can look like a pro and sound like a pro, so if you want to live stream, if you want a game, be your own broadcaster, whatever it is, you go to sportscaster.com today. We're actually live on Sportscaster every time we do this, by the way, and Sportscaster is on DodgersNation.com, so check that out. Of course, go check that out after our stream, unless you're going to DN.com.
That's right.
That's fine, yeah.
After the stream. Don't forget, guys, it is a live stream, so make sure you drop your questions,
Drop
comments.
everything.
Let us know where you're repping
Drop
Dodgers
your
Nation.
pants.
We got a lot of people over on Periscope today. Alfredo says, evening, gents. Good evening, Alfredo.
Top of the morning to you.
Clinton Bragland, 403. Hi from Canada. I said HI like he was from Hawaii. Hi from
Hawaii
Canada.
from Canada.
Ooh. What are some good Canadian stereotypes?
A boot.
A boot.
It's a boot, hoser.
How's it going? A boot there.
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm going to DFA
Hi, Clinton.
you.
I appreciate you. Mookie Betts says my boy Brooke went off today on Twitter. I didn't go off. I just sent stats out to the masses, and the masses came back with knives and guns and pitchforks and stuff. Exactly.
Twitch president's here.
Stats have gotten you in trouble multiple times on the internet.
Hamilton says, hurry up and make it to Thursday already.
Hamilton's here.
Oh, Hamilton. We're going to
Hi,
have
Hamilton.
so many beer and so many fun in Arizona, my friend.
Hamilton knows it's time for spring training.
My friend. He doesn't get the D. Oh. It's just he's my friend.
Okay. Perez 1619, our Miami guy, but also he's in Fort Collins, Colorado, apparently. So, did you guys know he was in Colorado? Oh, he did say that. Yeah.
Hatfield's in the stream. A classic, a vintage friend of the show right there. We love Hatfield. He's a nice boy. He's a nice boy. Yeah. You know, I offered Perez when he does come into town to watch a game with us. I said we're going with him, and we're going to let him buy us beer.
Oh,
that's nice.
Wow, nice of us.
You're so nice.
That's really nice of us.
I'm a nice fella, you know.
Mark over on Facebook, represent from the 909. I think that's like deep IE. Welcome.
Chris says Canadians are afraid of the dark. Gail, is this true? Let us know in the comments below. Mookie Betts is from Downey? You just broke my heart. Nobody wants to be from Downey unless you're in that real nice spot, like
Downey's coming
right
up.
out the 605.
Downey's coming up.
Yeah,
like
where it's like millionaire houses, and then like just like maybe a mile and a half down, it's the oldest McDonald's in the history of the universe.
But they have a Portos.
They do have a Portos, yeah.
That's a sign of gentrification. But that's, yeah.
That's a whole different show. Adam is listening for a while. First time watching. Thanks for hanging out with Adam Prophet over there in Long Beach. It's nice when we have new friends of the show.
Yeah.
I love new friends.
Juan asks, do you guys think Julio Urias wins more than 15 games this season? And I think we can kind of take that as our segue into our first topic of the day. Of course, starting pitching is kind of the, I don't know, is it the big, besides you fighting all of Astros Twitter by merely posting numbers, Clayton Kershaw was announced to start his 9th opening day for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that's a lot of them. You go find one.
In your face, sucker!
Take
good.
and
Yeah,
that's
take
what
that,
he did
Walker
to
Buehler.
Walker Buehler, exactly. And that was the big question.
It was nice.
I mean, it's not necessarily about it being nice. It's not like Kershaw is or was bad last season, and I think that sort of is, his ERA was over 3 for the first time since 2009, and it was barely over 3.
3. It was 3.
3.03.
It was like 3.0. That's all that matters.
3.03.
We've talked about this before.
Thank you.
We've talked about this before. It's not about the first game of the season. It's about the last game of the season. So in terms of starting opening day, what does it really mean? It's not much more than anything more ceremonial. And if you got a guy who's already started 8 opening days for you and he's healthy and he's good to go, why not? Of course you should start him on opening day. It makes sense. It adds up. That's been your guy for the past, 10, 11 years, 12 years going on. Long time. Why not? Throw him out there. Doesn't hurt anything. I saw there were a surprising amount of people on Instagram specifically who were very upset about it. They're like, hey, it's Walker's time. And it's like, it would be if Kershaw wasn't here.
As the resident old guy here, I would say it's just a good sign of respect for Kershaw to get that opening day. He's good enough, okay? He's good enough to earn that start. Give it to him because Walker's watching how you treat legends in the franchise.
Yeah.
And then that way when contract negotiations come up, he'll remember that.
Yeah. It's a good way to old school it. I like it. And not to mention, Kershaw's done very well at opening day against the Giants. In his past.
I think
he's allowed one
in
general.
In general, his ERA is 1.5 across those 8 previous opening days. He's not bad, and he's proven to always get the job done on opening day. So he hasn't done anything also to not get that opening day job. And I understand now. We'll take the other side of it. The argument is blah, blah, blah. Look what he's done in the postseason. Yeah, but it's opening day. This is his jam, bro.
This is what he's made for.
This is what he's made for. Opening
day. We
day.
won't talk about October. This is what he's made for.
Yeah.
In 2017, he was cheated, so we're not talking about anything anymore.
Oh, we'll talk about that soon.
We will talk about that soon.
But I don't know. I mean, I think all of us in here are pretty okay. It's not about Gary, not Gary. Sorry, I was thinking old people. Kershaw didn't want to think of it. Kershaw's younger than me.
Use my middle finger.
I was going with words. I was saying something. Oh, yeah, Kershaw wasn't looking for what he called a charity opening day, and I don't think this is it.
No.
The fact that they actually had an open dialogue, and we talked about that a few times these last few weeks, that it was surprising for Doc Roberts to essentially name the starting 5 so early, but not the opening day starter, because usually that comes for Doc in the first week or two.
Yeah.
Even when Kershaw was unhealthy last year, he still named him to the opening day starter, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's just been an unconventional spring training in the sense that this is the first time
he's healthy.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the first time the majority of everybody is healthy, with the exception of 1 or 2 guys who, I mean, let's face it, are not. I mean, Jock Peterson being the exception, but a couple guys who probably aren't going to be on the opening day roster. Anyways, this is the first time where it's been like, hey, everybody's pretty much okay. So the guys who are going to be healthy and ready to go come opening day. So you can pretty much assume the roster.
Knock on table.
And so last year, I remember, Gary, we were waiting forever for him, and we were waiting for him forever to be like, hey, like this is our starting rotation. These are our guys. And we were like, are you ever going to announce anything? Because we don't know who's on the team at all anymore. And it's like, is Seager ever going to play? Is Kershaw going to die? Like, what's wrong? What's happening?
Buehler was struggling, and he didn't even have spring training last year.
Buehler took forever to get ramped up. Seager took forever to get ramped up. Kenley took forever to get ramped up. It was like last year was just way
really
different.
weird. Yeah,
way
it was
different.
really weird.
And this year is like, hey, everybody's ready to go, so here's our starting 5. And I'm like, It's freaking February when he said that. Like,
That's what happens when we don't make the World Series.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, they had an extra 3-4 weeks or whatever it was, 3 weeks of rest this past, I guess you can say, off season. That apparently did a lot. I mean, it gave them time to go visit Driveline. We saw, at the stadium all the times we were out there this off season. Kenley was there for the first month and a half, working pretty hard. He didn't always look good, but he was working hard, and now you're kind of seeing the fruits of his labor, despite the fact that he gave up a home run to a major leaguer on a hung slider, but still, he's looked good. We've talked about Kenley a lot. Kershaw's looked good, so there's no reason for him to not get the start that he's earned for sure. I mean, it's not exactly, again, it's not a charity thing, but he's earned it with the weight of his contribution to the organization and how much he's put himself on the line, injured, and whatever else it may be. Walker's time will come, like you said, and hey, if you can go out and win game 1 and then throw Walker out there for game 2, that should be an easy 2-0.
what a 1-2 punch. What a 1-2. And David Price is actually looking pretty good.
That's what she said.
Good enough.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So Alfredo on Periscope asked, it's a 9th anniversary gift. He says it's pottery. So what are we getting Kershaw for his 9th opening day start?
That's a thing? You get pottery
I
for your
have
9th
no
anniversary?
idea. I've never.
Gary, you know stuff.
I have never
You can
known
get a
people for 9
Baby
years.
Yoda Chia Pet.
Baby.
There you go. That's pottery.
That's pottery.
Gary's the one. Gary's the one who I found out that there are themed anniversaries. Anyways, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, you got.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'll get you a list," and I was like, "Oh,
I haven't gotten to it yet. I'll get it to you.
Yeah,
the
Gary-
one you get in
we're,
trouble.
We're just through year 1. It's all
Yeah.
right."
Yeah, Gary's favorites are the Golden Corral anniversary, and then
Oh.
there's
Hometown
Is there a
One.
soup plantation anniversary?
The big one is the Korean barbecue one where she leaves me, and then comes back for breakfast. Yeah,
Ooh.
It's
good.
good.
Yeah, it was a
Thank you.
good.
That's a solid one.
It was a good teaser right there. She leaves me. Cuts. We just have said that to Mrs. Gary. The good one is where we go there and then she leaves me.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Just
I
that
can eat
drop.
all the food myself.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's trust.
Hey, Mara is in here. Mara. How do you say that? Anyways,
Where?
Mara O'Brien on Facebook is finally here to catch us from the beginning. So we appreciate you hanging out with us.
Ooh, that's cool.
We're the there's no game today, so we're the game, I guess you can say. Mookie Betts, I think, probably shares the sentiment of most people as long as Walker Buehler starts game 1 of the postseason. And that I'm 100% on board with.
I'm down with that. I'm fine. I have no problem, no argument there for me. It also will probably line up like that anyways. Like,
Yeah.
that's just how it seems to work out every time. I'm not sure why, but that's how it seems to work out.
But like we said, as Dave Williams over here says, Kershaw's Mr. Dodger. He deserves it. I don't know if everybody, most people probably in the starting rotation kind of deserved it, but
No, that's a charity take. He's Mr. Dodger. He deserves it. That's a charity take. Talk about what he did last year.
it is a blend of charity.
It is,
Yeah.
but talk about what he did. Don't just
He
say
led
he's Mr.
led the
Dodger.
team in wins. He was 16-5. He put up his that again. It's still a fine 3.03 ERA. He went to his 8th All-Star game.
Was he a top 15 pitcher?
Yeah, no, he was
Top
also
50 pitcher?
second on the team in wins above replacement for pitchers behind the phenomenal year that Hyun-Jin Ryu had.
I was like, who had a phenomenal year? I forgot.
Ryu.
He's not on our team
the
anymore.
Toronto
Yeah.
boy, the Korean in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, he got Cy Young votes.
Yeah, and they were deserved. And those weren't legacy the Cy Young votes. They weren't charity Cy Young votes.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
Kershaw.
I mean, you win 16 games in a season, and it's going to draw some sort of attention one way or another. It's not.
Was there
the way that baseball is shaped up now? Winning 16 games is not like a shoe-in for a starting pitcher. It used to be like hey, you got to win like 15, 16 games to
You gotta be a
even garner
bullpen
any
guy.
sort of attention. Yeah. So winning 16 games now is like, oh, okay, you won 16 games. That's impressive.
breaking news here from Gail? Gail says not all Canadians are afraid of the dark. No do to boot it.
Wow, that's good.
That was pretty good.
She managed to send over the.
Thank you, Gail. Well, we can say maybe, again, it's sort of, there's absolutely a blend of charity in Kershaw being the opening day starter. And we're going to have a nice video from our post-game host, Mr. Doug McCain. That's going to be out on our YouTube tomorrow. He talks more about, he digs more into some of the numbers and all that kind of stuff. And he has pretty sound effects as well. So go check out Doug McCain on youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV tomorrow or today if you guys are listening to this. But I don't know. I mean, we knew it. We've known for a while that these were going to be the starting five. They were officially announced as at the same time by Dave Roberts, but lefty heavy is one part of it. Julio Urias confirmed and Alex Wood confirmed.
I'll tell you, Wood was a surprise to me. And I was there in spring training.
I think they
When he-
promised
I didn't
it.
know about that promise
You
going
were
in.
there when he said it. When he
Yeah.
was like, "I came here to be a starter."
Yeah, I look at him like,
and everybody
oh,
was
dang.
kind of like,
Dang.
"What?"
Yeah, those were interesting contract conversations, I believe. I think like when the Dodgers inked Jimmy Nelson, that was still, they didn't know if they were going to go out and get David Price. They didn't really know if there was going to be Francisco Lindor was coming this way or whatever it was. So you understand, them trying to get that depth. And of course now, Nelson's basically dead. I think he's Tom Kohler 2.0. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out. But
It sounds like that's
There
what
was
he is.
just not good rumblings on him throughout spring training. So
No.
it's just.
I don't think he's meshing very well in the clubhouse, per sources.
Yeah,
That's what
when
I'm-
you arrive, a little not on with your teammates, then.
I'm drunk. drunk.
No, he was not. drunk.
He was not drunk.
And he brought a gopher. Just random gopher. His gopher's name is Gerald.
He's like, "What's up, fellas? This is Gerald."
This is going to be those weird people who leave us like the bad review. These guys don't know shit. But iTunes doesn't to let people write those reviews. But Urias was named the day of or the day after the ugly scene where he hit his teammate, Willie Calhoun, in the face. So that was awful. So timeout there. Prayers up to our boy Willie Calhoun, former Dodgers top prospect.
Yeah.
And he was a guy who was sent over to Texas in the Yu Darvish deal, but
He's okay.
he's good. Yeah,
He's fine. He had surgery.
didn't
He had
need
surgery today.
He didn't need to have his jaw wired shut, so that's good. I think the Doc and everybody, they were waiting to see. I think I keep saying I think it feels like they gave Julio Urias. They challenged him after the season. They said, "Hey, get healthy
Yep.
and get in shape, and you
Get
can
not-
probably
get
win
not
it."
chubby.
And then I think they saw him.
Baby fat.
They probably saw him at what's it called, at FanFest, and like, what, this dude kind of deserves it. He probably showed up early enough to spring training, and I haven't seen Urias do anything to not deserve a spot in the rotation
Right.
as one of the four left-handers. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he looks.
How would you guys, by the way, respond to drilling your friend in the face with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball?
Well,
You've hit me with some squishy balls before.
Yeah, that's fine though. You
Phrasing.
didn't break your jaw.
I would just say, let's go to Korean barbecue.
Broke my heart.
I'd be like, "Hey, like I'll buy dinner whenever you can chew again."
Yeah.
So you get to hit me in the face with the baseball and then reward yourself with Korean barbecue?
I'm rewarding you.
I'm
I
down.
cook for you.
I'm in.
For you.
I
No,
cook
we'll
for
bring
you guys.
Stan.
Scusi.
We'll bring Stan. But yeah, what would you do?
If I hit my friend in the face with
Yes.
a fastball, I don't know. I'd text him. Probably. I don't know. What's the
Text him in the hospital?
I mean, Julio doesn't speak, great English, so I'm sure there had to be some sort of liaison there to properly get that communicated to Calhoun, because I'm sure he wanted to say sorry. He did, reportedly. So I don't know. There are no right words for breaking somebody's jaw with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I'll tell you that. Maybe he sends him a watch or something. I don't know.
Jared Stafford on
Move faster.
YouTube says, I don't agree with Wood. Who do you agree with the least in this rotation?
The least Wood.
Would.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole thing about promises.
I've always
Yes.
liked him as a long reliever, like just in general.
I like the guy. I mean, the guy is a great starting pitcher.
I don't
think
like him either. Just kidding.
It's just I don't like the fact that he let that out. I wouldn't have come to LA if I didn't know I was
Yeah.
starting. It's just a bad thing.
It was strange
you know?
that wasn't.
He didn't
said
have to
by,
say that.
No.
that wasn't said by anybody in management. Then
No.
it was
Right.
said by him. And
I
it
think
was
the only
like,
other time that was kind of uttered, he said it again at FanFest, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Friedman kind of spoke around it, but wasn't straight up, he's going to be in the rotation.
Right.
I think he was more along the lines of, we signed him for, the opportunity to start. We kind of put that in his mind that you're going to get that opportunity first. And right now you're looking at that balance. We talked about it last week too. You're looking at that balance of, lefties in the rotation and lack of quality left-handed pitching in the bullpen. It's like you wonder if one of those guys really should be there instead. More likely it figures itself out. This type of crap always figures itself out. But I don't know. I personally don't think he should have just been handed the job, especially that early. Shouldn't let him bully his way into the rotation like that potentially. Well, you got poor Ross Stripling just like, you could see it's really starting to get to Ross a little bit more, and even the interviews he's given, like Alana and people like that, it's like, yeah, they're building me up. I don't really know what's coming next, but it is what it is.
He's been a lot more straight up about it than he has in the past. That's for sure.
He's
you
been
tell
traded already.
He has
so
technically
it's
been
just
traded.
like he already knows the it's not a secret. So, I mean, you feel for the guy, but
But
by the way, Ross and Cooper over on the Big Swing, friends of the show, they had Justin Turner on last week. Really, I'm about halfway through right now. Really friggin' good episode. So I highly recommend go checking out the Big Swing. Friends of the show, nice kids. Former Angel.
They're waiting
Ross
for JD
Strickland.
to come over here.
I don't think that's happening.
There's not,
Yeah, JT's for some reason not really a fan of us. It seems.
yeah.
We're gonna fix.
he
We're gonna fix
doesn't. He
that.
doesn't like me.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah,
Too
it's
beautiful.
true. It happens. He's an Astros fan, I guess.
He
I don't
laughs
know.
when I ask questions.
Yeah, he does.
We're not getting into that. All right, let's find a few more comments that kind of really help with this conversation about the starting pitching. And Alfredo asked Gary, "What is
Perfect.
the best Korean barbecue place for you?"
Oh, dude, the best place. I forgot the name. It's on Vermont. It's the one with the Michelin star.
The one we always.
But
go
it
to?
is too damn expensive. I only go if like.
What's the one we always go to?
Oh, that's on Ukuk and Rosemead. On
Ukuk?
Rose Ukuk. Yeah,
That's the only one I've really been to. so.
yeah. And that one's okay
That's
in
fine.
Singapore Valley.
They got a beer tower.
Yeah.
They do have a beer tower.
Yes.
So that's and then you see the beer tower coming. You're like,
You know what's great about
And
it?
then Doug almost
somebody
drops it,
screenshot
and you're
that.
like, some noise.
"Oh shit, my bad."
It's down the street from the boat.
Dougie.
It is. From our
It is
friends over
downstream
at
of
the boat. Rodolfo asked, "Can we have Brooke and Deerdick throw the first pitch during the opening?" Opening day.
I'm getting real tired of these Rob Deerdeck things.
Getting real
I
tired
get
with a
sent
lot of
Rob
people.
Deerdeck pictures like at least twice a day. At least twice. No comment.
Make it 3.
Nothing. It's just here's Rob Deerdeck, and I'm like, thank you, appreciate that.
Gary, we need that where we could like time that up. You have a button where you like just post Rob Deerdick and it's like,
Oh yes, I need next. Don't tell him.
People
just
keep
go. He doesn't listen.
ever since he told me the Rob Deerdeck thing. People keep sending me like people that I look like. Like it's just like a thing now. Like they're like, hey, you look like Charlie Puth, but without the eyebrow thing. And I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well,
And they send me pictures of him.
I get Ryu last year. Right now, I'm getting coronavirus. Like I'm getting everything right now. So
Queen of the stream, Jess is in the house. What's going on? Wait, I gotta find that. There it is. Our girl Jess.
We
Moore
finish
is in
each
the,
other's
Who
sandwiches.
doesn't? She says, "Who doesn't love some opening day Kershaw?" I live for it. As we double back to the Kershaw talk, like hell yeah, I live for that. I am all about that. Give me the Kershaw, and you'll be there.
I will be there. I
Wasting-
forgot.
Wasting
you're
all
going?
this effort.
Yeah. I
where are you
bought-
sitting?
Not
Far.
home run seats.
Home run seats?
No, I can't afford them.
Hey Gary,
Oh.
want to get some home run seats? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Hey, Who are you going with?
Self.
Your wife?
Me.
By yourself?
I go to Dodgers games by myself all the time.
Dude, let's.
You know when I go by myself too, I never sit in my seat, like ever.
Let's sell
like,
your seat and let's go get home run seats.
well, I mean, I'm down, but opening day seats are.
Oh, never mind. The day after. The second opening day.
opening night seats.
Some girl said y'all are real confident to be live the same night as the Bachelor finale. Wow.
What's that?
You know why? Because we have Brooke.
Yeah.
Who's not a
Another
bachelor.
yeah.
Not a Bachelor. I was like, where are we going with this? What are we doing?
Wait,
here?
you're saying you have a flower for one of us?
Yeah.
I do
Who
not.
will Brooke
Get a
pick?
rose.
Who will Brooke pick by the end of the show?
The baseballer on Instagram also stole it.
Yeah, so you're getting robbed.
Yeah, people are
Do
stealing
you guys
my
just want to
tweets
move
now.
right into that? Let's move right into that. So,
What are you talking about?
some of you guys who probably have been with the show for a long time, who have been friends of the show and been listening to us, would know that sometime last season, Brooke got in trouble with Padres Twitter
I got a lot of threats.
for merely
ISIS.
stating actual factual statistics of pitcher, what's his name, Craig Stammen or
The Cowboy.
Stupid Paddock.
Paddock, yeah.
Stupid
AJ
Paddock.
The guy who wears sunglasses indoors.
Yeah, and the stupid cowboy hat. You know, the guy that's a douchebag over there. They think is
Mr.
like
Old Town Road down there in San Diego.
so that led to a lot of ganging up on old Mr. Me 3 here, and eventually at one point you got called ISIS Because that was the flavor of the time. I guess now are you getting called coronavirus?
That'd be much better. No, they're calling me a snowflake, as it were.
Oh,
Yeah, that's when I said Texas has entered the chat.
Oh, Texas, yeah, they're going with the libtard type things or whatever.
That's
because
their move.
you're over here. Yeah,
I'm like, hey, that's cool.
So, why don't you tell everybody, kids, gather around.
Gather around
It's
the fire.
story time with Mr. Me 3.
All I did, I didn't say anything. I didn't.
Did not. I can confirm.
I didn't allude to anything. I didn't put
Also
my
can
opinion into anything. All I said was, during spring training, Jose Altuve is batting 150. Bregman's batting 200. Josh Reddick is batting .056. So he's right on par with his normal game.
Yeah, that's
which is a very common thing in the comments, which is
He's hitting his
beautiful.
IQ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is at Mr. Gary Lee on Twitter.
And then racist Gurriel is hitting .231. So that's all he said.
Oh, so he's leading. Yeah,
he's doing
literally.
the best.
So what was the response? I didn't get
The
to see
response was, you don't
The
understand
response as of right
statistics and
now
sample sizes.
Is 491 retweets and you got over 3,000 likes on it. You posted this like 4, 5, 6 hours ago.
Yeah, well, the thing is that it got picked up by
our friend
by the 2020 Astros Shame Tour. Classic account, by the way.
Yeah,
classic
that's vintage.
account. I mean, if you're looking for stuff to just trash on the Astros with, that's the way to do it. But then people were like, you don't understand small sample size and statistics. And I'm like, well, you didn't take a statistics class because you don't understand the central limit theorem that talks about the distribution of samples. So
it doesn't say that.
To argue, you're
I don't know how
wrong.
to spell
I'm
that.
right. Shut up. I think I stole that from Try Guys.
Hold on, wait.
I did steal that
I
from Try
really
Guys.
don't know.
But
They're extra sensitive right now, so they will respond to anything.
So I've noticed this change, this like very drastic change that happened in the Astros fan base. It went from like very cocky arrogance, even with the investigation, to all of a sudden like weird defensive like name calling and like character assassination. And
Yes.
so it's changed drastically, and so it's kind of interesting to watch their career arc.
Career arc.
That's what I'm going to call it, their career arc on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, first of all, Twitter's a cesspool. Second of all, it's a fun cesspool.
I guess so. Charles says Brooke will give Reddick a rose. You're gonna give Reddick the rose?
Oh, a rose. Yeah, like a fight rose. I choose you to fight.
Well, he's a 4-time winner of the Catch These Hands paperwork of yours?
He'll get added on more and more as time goes on. I have never wanted to fight somebody more in my life. Verlander has like a strained lat right now, so I don't think it's a fair fight at the moment. But when he's healthy.
Our boy AJ on the guitar says Ass Turd
fans.
Give AJ a couple of points right there.
There you go. You included a couple things there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really funny to watch people just blow up. I mean, for all of the things that are wrong with Dodgers Twitter, like all of us in some way, shape, or form, on any given day, we all don't have the best days on social media, of course. I think Dodgers Twitter usually tends to be pretty fair to facts. Usually. Usually.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. Yeah, if there's actual factual stats there, they're pretty good with like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whether it be, air quotes, soft Dodgers Twitter or, the other people that most people
Call them
don't.
hard Dodgers Twitter?
They're using our special
That's
promo
after
code.
hours.
Yeah, it's really weird. But Katie says Astros fans are just getting defensive because they're scared. The team is going to have a losing season without the cheating. What does a scared animal do when it's cornered or tested? It snarls. So I guess the fans are kind of snarling.
That's true. That's what my dog does.
And Correa is snarling or whatever. He was in the corner when he ducked under that curveball. All right, so we keep seeing all of the trash can banging, all the fans, everything that fans are doing in spring training, and it's electric.
Trash can hat is awesome.
The trash can hat is the latest one. There was the kid holding up the sign in center field that said like fastball.
That kid's awesome.
Like that kid's going places.
Yeah.
But guys, it's gonna get so much better when we get to the regular season.
Roach said if Brooke was in a room with Reddick, Manfred, and Verlander and only had 2 bullets, he would shoot Reddick twice. That's a good office reference. I like that.
That was money. Thank you, Roach.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to go home to Houston eventually, and they're not going to face nearly as much of a backlash in Houston. They're probably going to get one of No, they're gonna get one of those like warm welcome home heroes like type of welcomes their first game back at home, which is
like
it really pisses me off.
Like the
that
Brewers
gets to
giving the
happen.
hater.
Remember after
yeah.
it,
How sick that
they were
was?
like standing up applauding him. I'm like, really? Like that's your
that's
approach?
what's gonna
It's a
happen.
little
Which I
overdone.
think that was worse than what the Astros are gonna do. Like their fans are gonna support them. I get that, but like haters to me was actually worse because I'm like,
I honestly put it in the same level. It's just integrity. It's who you are.
they're
as a
both
person.
integrity for sure.
Yeah, so it's just like it's just as bad as.
I
each other.
guess
It's just
I guess
different.
the argument would be made that like one was a kid and the other one is full grown adults making decisions to cheat too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I get you. I
Yeah,
understand.
but no. You know what? If I had to, you put a gun in my head, I'm going with the hater thing.
I'm not putting
That
a
is
gun in
worse.
you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
kill you.
But
Please
just,
don't.
I'll
I don't have
pretend
a
that you
gun.
did.
Yeah, don't threaten him.
Oh, okay.
Guns are expensive.
Yeah, I can't afford them.
The other thing, obviously, the Astros. We already know they've been indicted, as it were. We know what their punishment is, and it's nothing. And that's what's leading to this whole problem right now. Like, do you think we would still going through this if Manfred had actually stepped up and punished these dudes right? Probably not. I mean, it would have continued on a little bit. I don't think it would be at this pace, mayhaps. But now, as we've all been waiting for the Boston a report to come out, it feels like it's essentially on hold because of everybody's favorite disease, coronavirus. Is it a disease? What is it?
It's a virus. That's why it's called coronavirus.
I never heard of her. I had two Coronas on Sunday, and it was fine. I mixed them in
Gary
between
has
my.
Modelo.
Yeah. We didn't give him the fancy beer. We kept our Figaro Mountain.
Yeah. Anyways,
Everybody
we're-
wash your hands. That's it. That's all I have to say. Nothing else. Nobody cares.
there you go, Gary for CDC president.
There you
Or
go.
whatever, whoever runs that.
Wait, did you show me the video on our Slack where it was like somebody saying, "Oh, everybody, you have to wash your hands. Make sure you don't touch your face too much." She's making a public announcement.
Oh,
and then she like licks her hand
Oh, then
right
she
there,
licks
and
her
like
finger. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Don't
I don't know. I'm OG. I'm gonna go like the way AD did, where he licked his hand and then high fived who was it, Crusoe or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's legitness.
Someone has to teach him how to like do it where it looks like it's on fire. It was like, you know. Doesn't
But
get it.
so now it seems though that MLB's focus is trying to mitigate any sort of spread of the virus throughout baseball. Really, it's all sports focused right now, and it's gonna be interesting. Gary's going out to spring training next week,
Sunday.
so we're gonna
Road
have to,
trip. Anybody need a ride? Let me know. I need
we're gonna have to
company.
get you like just a pole with the microphone at the end for your 6 feet space.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will need a boom mic pole
Yeah,
thingy.
or
And-
I guess you can go with like this full blown containment bubble.
Oh, I should wear that outfit from Back to the Future, that yellow radiation suit. Then they'll let me in the locker room.
Can you wear the respirator mask thing and not look overly Asian with it?
I think it's sold out. I tried to go to my local 99 Ranch and couldn't find any.
Have you heard of Amazon Prime?
Oh, it's sold out.
Get one of the quality ones. Like I don't trust those garbage white like dust masks. Those aren't made
Oh,
for
yeah.
diseases.
The one
But
that
people are
dentists
doing
wear, yeah, those don't work. You need
By the way,
tube
make sure you take
breathing one.
all the toilet paper you can. It's apparently
Yes.
that's a thing now.
And water bottles.
But it's really
Whatever you
weird.
need to.
Did you guys see? Or did you guys happen to read? I guess. Well, we know Gary didn't read the Athletics post. We got to take care
No,
of
I
that.
got
for you.
canceled.
But did you read Ken Gurnick? Not Gurnick, the other one. Rosenthal's long post about why it's important for media to be in the locker rooms with these people.
Yep,
And
then,
it's good.
And then the people who reacted poorly to it, that we don't need sports journalism anymore.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we kind of do.
That was great.
Because
Did you see that?
I didn't see it. Send
I
it
saw
to me.
him respond to it, and I was like, I'm not touching.
yeah,
that
they're
one.
like, we
I'm
don't
not
need
getting
this
in a
kind of
fight
stuff.
today.
They have social media if they're going to post this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, but they're honestly, players aren't allowed to post on social media the kind of stuff they can or want or need to say. You think Mike Fiers would have been able to post this on social media?
Just like, hey, Ash just cheated.
Players are going
Send
to post
tweet.
stuff on social media that helps them
Look at
or their team or the perception of them. They're not going to talk about everything. And that's what journalism
Yeah.
is still important in this world. That's why free press is like, I don't even know, like top 2 in the Constitution. You know, it's an important thing. And it's just, look, it's our getaway from life, real life. So why not have people help you out? You know, journalism is fun.
Speaking of the Athletic, we have an Athletic ad read, so I'm going to insert that here. Okay, nice read, guys. That was for the podcast.
That was
side.
really
you
good.
guys,
You did
you
great.
guys are
Wow,
welcome.
the Athletic.
hey, they're paying us money, so
Yes.
whatever. Usually we have to pay for the subs, so might as well go that way.
Good thing they have like 5 rounds of funding to like keep the money flowing.
I want 5
the floor's
rounds of
all
funding.
yours, man. I want to let him just tear in the Athletic. Who can we piss off this week?
Yeah, I
Tune
know.
in
I'm sorry.
To
No,
the
no,
latest
no.
Blue Heaven
No, it's all good.
podcast.
It's all good.
I lost my train of thought with that because I got sidetracked with my impressive ad read. My ad read mix.
We were talking about locker room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people.
Safety of coronavirus and all that kind of stuff.
One of the things, like something as simple to prove the fact that players can't post really anything they want.
Right.
Ross Stripling posting like a gif of himself being like, yeah, when the trade was essentially pulled to Anaheim, he was forced to pull that down.
Yeah, because people got offended by it. First of all, and second of all, it's they were like,
he's happy to be on his
he's
team.
happy
man.
to be here. Like, relax. Like, why is that such a big deal? I don't know why. I don't know why that gets blown out of proportion.
Some people's
but
kids.
Even he felt like he was just like when he told us, he's like, I just posted like a little thing, like, hey, I'm just happy to be back with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
these are my friends. Like, what else do you want? Speaking of Ross Stripling, his wife was she was on Bachelor last night.
The Bachelor.
Yeah, she was on
she was there. Future Mrs. Corey Seager, and I believe Mrs. Alex Wood were all there because I saw them flying on the internet.
Corey
I
Seager.
wasn't following them.
Well, they're not married yet?
No, they got engaged.
No.
Like,
They got engaged. They didn't get
recently.
married.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
then-
seem really happy.
And
I
then
saw them at spring
everybody's heart broke. Oh yeah, I met them at the Kershaw ping pong thing a couple years ago.
training.
Both
Corey's
of them.
so nice.
They're adorable
They're
couple.
Yeah,
really,
she's
really,
really nice.
really sweet people.
Yeah.
So a couple of points here that leads into a question on the stream here from Ryan Moore. But so there's a lot of questions. I was like, what comes first? And you pointed out. I think you did the story earlier about it. What the Astros investigation took 62 days. Red Sox is in its 64th day today,
64th day.
and
This was supposed to be the easier one.
3 weeks ago, they said, "Oh, we'll probably have it at the end of February," and then it became, "Oh, it's most likely gonna be first week of March," and now it's maybe
Now it's just
before
delayed.
opening day.
Now
Yeah.
it's just delayed. I would imagine they have to wrap it up before opening day. I would imagine they have to.
We'll see.
I don't know, man. It's rough.
But Ryan Morris says Red Sox punishment is delayed because they had one ready and saw the backlash from the Astros. What do you guys think about that take? And everybody on the stream, feel free to chime in. We'll take some. We'll take some of your tweets right now.
I feel like that's not the reason. I would definitely say it's probably part of it. I would say it's definitely part of it. And they're like, hey, we got to look at it a little bit closer. We can't be quite as quick with this. Let's let this marinate for a little bit, and let's keep looking at it, keep investigating. Because they did say they had to investigate some more. There were different parts of investigations that they did not do, and they were like, we need to do them. So that was one of their original excuses. So that would make sense.
Yeah, that definitely fit into that.
The math adds up.
That narrative. Obviously, with how bad this Astros thing, we've already alluded to them. We've already basically talked about it. They can't mess this one up. But if they happen to suspend players in this Boston eventual punishment, how can they justify that when this one all along has been sold to us as much less egregious than the Astros one? How can the fan base, how can MLB recover if they go and suspend? I don't know who was somebody on the 18 team that would have been good. I don't know. It's Mookie Betts, even though he's already been cleared. MLB already said Mookie and DP were fine in that, but I don't know, it's really just get it done. Just suspend everybody. You can't fire the GM. They can't fire the manager because they're both gone.
Right. Yeah, I really think it's
Just
going to
take
be
the $5 million and just run.
I really think it's going to be some sort of fine. Like, I don't know if it's going to be that fine necessarily, but it is the fact that Cora was
No.
Cora,
They have to fine him $5 million because
that's the limit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
as
limit.
much as you can do.
That's
So
the-
there's
yeah.
a good chance it is. There's a good chance it is
They
$5 million
have to.
because
They-
it's still
they
nothing.
don't.
It's still nothing.
No, it's nothing. It's a cocktail party for the MLB holiday party.
But
Are
more-
you kidding me? It's $5 million. That's it.
Why, you
more
think
more
that
than
cheap?
more than that, we're gonna find out what happens to Alex Cora. I think
He's going to be the one to wear it.
dude. He's gonna.
AC's going to wear
Yeah,
it.
he's
never.
already scapegoated. So
He's going to
It's
get
too
Barry.
late.
He's going to get Barry
Yeah.
Bonds out of baseball, and he's going to be like, "I'm very
Yeah.
sad, guys. I did
Barry
all
Bonds
that.
will put his arm
heartbroken.
on
I
him.
did all that cheating, and now I'm sad."
Why do you hate me just because I cheated?
Two important, mostly off topic comments here, but Chris, our boy El Cariza, he makes sure it's important to note that I should be in the celebrity softball game this summer, and I'm down.
I'm also down for you to be in the celebrity softball game.
Air quote, best shape of my life. I'm going to go to Driveline. If you guys air fund me, air fund.
There could be another softball game you could be into.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have anything to generally announce.
But maybe.
No, it's not even ours.
Oh.
I've heard of another one.
Oh.
Just to
There
let
is
you know.
another.
Oh.
Dude,
Wait,
it's gonna get crazy here. This is the first All-Star game.
They selling any specific jerseys for it?
Maybe. I don't know. We can make our own.
Anybody look sickly or?
Oh, that one. They gotta wait for someone to die.
We had these made before the All-Star game was announced.
Yeah.
We digress. Yeah. Hey, anyways, Gary,
we'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
So here's my take on the whole Red Sox situation. I'm gonna
All of that was
slowly,
inside joke.
I'm gonna slowly walk us away from that one. My take on the entire Red Sox investigation: there's not gonna be much that happens with it. It's mostly gonna be something that falls onto Alex Cora, and I'm fine with that. Honestly, the Red Sox, it's from what I understand, there's not much there in terms of evidence, in terms of things they're looking for, in terms of comparisons to the Astros. There's not much there. So, with that being said, put it all in Cora. Let him burn. Not like literally, don't burn him.
Krusty, burn.
That would hurt.
Burn, Krusty, burn.
The Red Sox are hurting already. Like Chris Sale just died or something like that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean,
his elbow just
for the love of God, they lost David Price, Mookie Betts, Chris Sale, Brock Holt,
Hey, it's cool.
And Tom Brady.
and
it's
they're
cool.
maybe losing Tom Brady.
Alex Verdugo says he's down to pitch. So YOLO.
And they're a jerk to Verdugo.
Yeah.
Well, that's his Boston. In
You
general.
freaking jerks! He's such a nice kid.
Rodolfo,
He's so good too. Just
Rodolfo
love
has a
him.
very important point here. Who uses toilet paper when you can use a Reddick jersey?
Yo, no one should
His
feel.
jersey's not good enough for my butt. That's a drop.
I'll look for that blip and I'll pull that for you. Roach over on Twitter, he asked me. He asked a good question. It turned out to be a poll, and honestly, I really don't. I know how I voted, but I don't know if it's the right answer. He says, "What happens first? Dodger Stadium finishes its renovations, or the Red Sox report is finished? Which comes first, guys?"
Well, it's raining all this week, so
Allegedly, I don't believe it.
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe none of them happen ever. Maybe the stadium never gets done and the report never gets released.
Oh, it's raining this week.
Remember when
That's right.
That was
Janet,
literally
the one
Janet's
she
thing.
said the only thing that could slow it down is rain, and then I looked at the forecast this week and it was all rain.
5 days of
and
rain.
I was like, well, there goes all of their work this week. They can't work this week.
Uh-huh.
They can't. Yeah.
They can't at all.
I mean, they could work under. There's
Under?
a lot. Most of what they're doing is under the pavilions right now.
You could do electrical. Just kidding.
I don't think they're
just
allowed
wear
to
some
work like it
sandals.
all.
You're good.
Yeah.
Flip flop.
We should call them and be like, how much work are they able to do?
Oh, you
right
know what
now?
they could do?
That's
They
what
could
we should
work on the vendors that they're the modular vendors that they're going to be installing.
Those
in
are
the
all
back.
Those are
off-site.
those are
No, I
supposed
know.
to be
That's
being
what
delivered.
those are going to be working in the
Those
warehouse.
should be done.
Yeah.
Those are supposed to be delivered, I think, this week, if not middle of next week.
Let's
And they
go
would
tomorrow.
not be able to lay the concrete out to place those yet. So
Yeah.
sure.
So if they were being delivered this week, they're not going to be delivered till next week now, anyways.
our Dodgers
They can't just sit there.
bad guys.
Damn.
Our poor Jermaine says it's raining asterisks. That's a good. You pick one.
2.5 weeks until opening day.
Till what?
2.5 weeks till opening day.
Yeah.
When we go to the unopened home run seats.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's all we got to say. I think hopefully we're once again officially done with the Astros. But can you stop fighting with people on the internet?
No, I'm gonna keep this going all night. I got nothing to do, so
Stay tuned. You guys can follow him at BrookMe3 on Twitter. He's going to get destroyed. And if you guys see his tweet being stolen by a bunch of the meme accounts on
it's
Instagram.
all on Instagram. They're taking my
Instagram,
stuff.
they just steal. That's generally what Instagram does. Instagram steals tweets. That's kind of the thing. And then you have to, they're all from locked accounts now, and you have to.
Should I send like
follow
a
the-
cease and desist, Gary? Just for me?
Yeah.
So everybody at
Just like catch these
make
hands.
sure in those
if
accounts.
you don't want to be added to the list of catch these hands,
Right after
give me credit.
Reddit. Yeah.
At least one guy like put my name in it, so like I matter. The other guy just straight up stole my content.
It tends to happen.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But only certain people will defend certain people when it comes to stealing content.
Then he
I don't
blocked
know.
me on Twitter. It happens.
Well, are we talking about like that guy from Arizona who steals videos and then never gives credit?
I'm walking away from it. Walking away.
He said,
I forgot his name.
"Yeah, I know."
We'll
you're
tell
saying.
you. We'll tell you. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
We are making enemies. So, guys, we're bringing back a really old segment. That's a new segment we're going to say now because I don't think you and I have ever done the unpopular opinions. But it's time for unpopular opinions.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm assuming
See,
there'll
I
be.
inserted my own air horn.
Well,
That we have a soundboard.
what?
Yeah.
We'll make a graphic. We'll make a fanfare for this soon enough. But
No.
this week we want to do for unpopular opinions position battles, and this is going to rely heavily on you guys in the audience. So, get to fingering. By the way, guys, on the podcast side, I'm motioning with my hands in a keyboard manner. So, don't at me. Anyways, we're doing position battles. It's not really position battles. This is more like kind of 26-man roster battles. The sort of last spot guys, in a way. I don't know. It's weird. Like the way we're doing this probably isn't right exactly, but it works. But
Just guys on the cusp.
we are going to argue for and against, in this case, 3 guys that are fighting for roster spots. And then we can kind of, go from there. We can argue it against each other internally, and then we'll also let the audience hear. We'll let you guys, I guess, be the ultimate judge in what should happen with these players. And we're going to open up hot here. I'm going AJ Pollock. Brooke, I know you did some prep, so let me know what you think about AJ Pollock on the opening day roster, active roster at all.
Well, here, I'll say this. There is a 99.999999% chance that AJ Pollock is on the opening day roster if he's not hurt. I will say that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted me to keep going from there, but
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I got distracted because I didn't know Perez 1619 was a Davey 504 fan. So epic. Oh wait, hold on. Epic. No, you just go ahead. Just go ahead. You continue. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
well, he's hitting 161 in spring training right now. He's also struck out 10 times in 31 at bats, so he's right on par with where he was when he ended the season. So the thing is, though, he's on a contract. He's got, let's say, a couple $1 million behind him. There's a lot of money invested into him. You can't justify not having him on the team. He doesn't have any options. He's on your team. Like it or not, he's on your team. They're not going to just cut him and cut bait with him. So you got to hope he's going to figure it out. And for what it's worth, I do think AJ Pollock's going to figure it out. There's a lot of
positive side. Okay.
Yeah, there is a lot of possibilities that he will be rotated in and out quite frequently because Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts are going to get 99% of the starts in right and center.
You said in and out, and somewhere Ron Cervenka was like,
He's like, it's time. Let's go get in and out. Classic Ron.
"Love you, Ron."
You got Jock in left. You got Pollock in left. You got a couple different people that can mix in as necessary, in like Chris Taylor, Kike Hernandez,
Beatty,
etc. Did your watch tell you it's time to stand up?
Yeah,
Because that's what mine
me
just did too.
Yeah, dude.
Epic.
Oh, that was good. So with that being said, he's going to be on the roster. I like it or not. The other guys that we also have on this list, by the way, I'm kind of giving away a little bit here, but they have options.
Yeah, they do.
And a lot of guys that are kind of right on the bubble have options.
With Pollock, yes, of course, because of the contract, he's going to be on the opening day roster, and Perez said the same thing here. Pollock stays because of the contract.
That's it. If he had options,
He's hitting what, like 180 this spring. He doesn't look good on
160.
161.
Oh, he's down to that.
He
doesn't
down.
look good
He's
on
down.
either side of the ball, to be honest.
To be fair, I don't either.
On the flip side, on the positive side, of course, Pollock was pretty exceptional in the middle of summer after coming back from his elbow thing in Boston, and he kind of just took off from there. He was exceptional through until about September, where they moved him to left field, and I think that might have thrown him off a little bit. But then in the playoffs, of course, he had 13 strikeouts, something like that. He wasn't good
in a row,
and it's very, very much continued. So it's tough to be like playing AJ Pollock on any given day is your best starting 9 or your best starting 8 on the field there. It's not. And you look at, on the flip side, what Corey Seager's friend Chris Taylor is on another planet right now in spring training when he's healthy, because he's kind of taking his licks. But that platoon of Jock and CT3 in left just sounds a lot more sexy right now. than the Pollock.
I mean, Pollock offers you outfield depth. You need that. You need a right-handed bat, regardless, somewhere mixed in there, just in case. Because Bellinger is going to play versus lefties and righties. Like that's
Because of the contract.
That's a given. No, I mean Bellinger is going to play versus lefties and righties.
So he said Bellinger.
Yeah, so he's going to be in there regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So really, the only thing you're looking at in terms of a platoon is left field. And if you think about who's on the roster and what makes the most sense, if you have a lefty in the lineup, you're going to have ideally, you're probably going to have Pollock in left field, and you're going to have CT mixed in somewhere in the middle infield somewhere, and Kike maybe mixed in somewhere in the middle infield, spelling Gavin Lux or Max Muncy's against left-handed pitchers every once in a while. It makes sense on paper. I don't know how it's going to work out.
There are a lot of bodies, and once really somebody needs to not be on the opening day roster to kind of let things figure themselves out. They can't. They won't. That's not how it works. You pay these guys to play.
There's a lot of guys that are playing themselves into really tough spots for the Dodgers.
Yeah, you guys forget to mention that he is also a Scott Boras client.
Who are we talking about, Pollock?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that
Clint?
you don't want to make Boras mad by not playing Pollock. And then
Not because of Pollock, but because of the other guys.
yeah.
Seager's a Boras guy.
Yep.
Is Mookie a Boras guy?
I don't think
forget.
so.
I don't think
We
he
know
is.
Belly is
Yeah.
when he goes inevitably.
There's a
to the
lot of
Yankees.
negotiations coming up with Boras.
Yankees could really use a healthy outfielder.
Oh boy, could they? Oh boy, could they?
Can we do the thing where we, the way we dumped off? Well, I guess it was more of a release with Andrew Jones, but still, everybody would be better off if Pollock was gone. That's what John Williams says on Facebook. Dump Pollock. Ryan Moore says, I think he has earned a bigger role with the spring he's dad. What about his dad? I know, yeah, with the spring he's
he
dad.
is dad.
He also says Pollock shouldn't start in the outfield. It should be Betts, Bellinger, and then a rotation of Jock, Kike, and Taylor. You probably can't rotate all of them, but it is what it is. Jags over on Twitch says, I don't get why they ever signed that contract with Pollock. It wasn't hugely needed. I mean, we've gone
At the time, it
ad
kinda
No,
was.
that
No.
offseason needed something needed to happen.
Yeah, that's
that
what it was.
offseason.
It was just
a move.
It was just a
Yeah.
well, they shouldn't have signed Joe Kelly so early then, because they inked Joe Kelly into.
Joe Kelly made sense at that time. We had bullpen issues and everything.
They traded Yasiel Puig at the right time.
Yes.
And they didn't get a major leaguer back. Well, sorry. Prayers up to Homer Bailey. They didn't get a major leaguer back, so they couldn't look that bad after losing their second World Series in a row. You have to seem like you're trying to go do. I guess sort of on paper it made sense because once again the Dodgers struggled against left-handed pitching, and Pollock notoriously had always been a lefty killer. Still, you cleared a nearly decade-long outfield glut and then just brought it right back. And here we are once again, and you're blocking people like DJ Peters. At the time, you were blocking somebody like Alex Verdugo. It never made sense. That deal to me absolutely never made sense. Charles Hamill says, screw it, give it to McKinstry. Rest in peace, McKinstry. Sent down to minor leagues.
If you think about it, wasn't that a favor for Boras?
No. I don't think Andrew Friedman is ever looking at
Yeah, I know.
Boras
I'm just like, if you
for
conspiracy
anybody.
theory it, play the long game.
Tim says Pollock is not Boris. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate you. SD Dodger Tim Rogers. Mookie is not either. I was pretty sure he wasn't. Jermaine says Mr. Strikeout is just hurt because he heard all of us talking about him.
Pollock isn't Boris?
Per Tim, and Tim's never been wrong.
I thought he was.
Wait, Pollock isn't
I
Boras?
tend to be wrong a lot, so I will believe that.
Katie is willing to
I don't know why I
put
thought he
money
was.
on the fact that Taylor has a better year than Pollock and has more time in left field than we all think he will right now. I'd be very on board with that
But
idea.
Boras was in the room. Remember we were in the room, Brooke?
He might have been there for something else. There's a
He
possibility.
was sitting at the table. They took pictures together.
He's with Excel.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Never questioned Tim.
Yeah, that's why
I'm not questioning
That's
Tim.
why I was like, I have to be wrong because Tim's never been wrong.
You mean Mr.
Oh.
Dodgers 2080?
Tim does say Pollock is Excel in there too. James Brown is in the house. That's all I'm gonna say to that. Mookie Betts says Pollock was a plan B to Harper.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
That's a fair
It's
take.
fair.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fair.
That I get that. How can Pollock back on track? I don't know. I have no idea how. I think right now he's so deep in his own head. I don't know how to get Pollock like on the right track, but
I'm not a hitting coach, so
I'll call Brent. We'll
Brent?
call Brent. Let's call him right now. Like out of nowhere. All right, player number 2. Everybody, get your fingers ready. Adam Kolarek. Does this guy have a roster spot? I don't have a cut him button. Adam Kolarek has looked terrible this spring. I mean, some of it he hasn't exactly been. He hasn't been aided, but he also just plainly isn't getting outs. I don't know what his whip is, but it's nasty, and his nay-nay is we don't know. Well, the jury's out on his nay-nay. But Kolarek, I think given the fact, like you already said, he has some options left. He'll probably start the season out of need more than anything in AAA. And that's not a bad thing because he's somebody who could eventually come up. Surprisingly, Scott, what's his name? Casimir, the other one. Alexander. They all look the same.
whatever.
Scott Alexander hasn't been bad this spring. He's been good in the past.
He has been good in the past.
He was exceptional. He had, I think, the best ground ball rate in out of the bullpen or in the National League in 2018. Like, he was good in 2018.
He's a ground ball guy.
He's a ground ball guy, but still.
But he was a fly ball guy last year.
Yeah, he was not. He was leaving the ball up because like all the forearm stuff and all that. But Kolarek, we've seen him dominate. His ability to air quote play first base doesn't really play up on this team anymore. It never did when he came over here. We've seen what he's able to do. He should have been in there the 4th time to face Juan Soto instead of Kershaw, but it is what it is. We can't go back in time. Oh, if I could turn back time. But
Sure.
If I could turn time.
That outfit.
thank you. It's beautiful. That's why he doesn't do karaoke.
Yeah, that's why.
But Kolarek, I'm just on the positive for me. Kolarek will find a way to make a difference on this team, either as a trade or more likely back on the active roster by like May. Things are going to figure themselves out. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Well,
Who gets hurt first? There's the next
There's
question.
the new 3-batter minimum, and that's what's working against Kolarek right now, too, because he is terrible against right-handed hitting. Terrible. Like, he has like a 300 average in his career against right-handed hitters. He's made to get left-handed hitters out. That's his purpose.
He was
as a
literally
lefty,
created.
As a left-handed hitter, you don't see the ball coming out from him for like until the very last second, and by that time it's too late, especially as a lefty. As a right-hander, you're like, there it is. And they crush him. They hit him very well. So he's not designed for a three-batter minimum rule in Major League Baseball, which is what we have this year. So I think Adam Kolarek is almost obsolete, not as like a human, but like as a ball player.
Yeah.
He's pretty close to not working in the major leagues.
And I know Tim has gone pretty hard on Twitter of late against the 3-batter rule, and rightfully so. It's a dumb rule.
It's a dumb rule.
What is this rule? Is this another one of those rules
Pace
where
of play
essentially,
rule.
yeah, like
It's a pace of play rule. That's all it is.
If left-handed pitchers can't get right-handed batters out, then the inning's going to continue either way.
The league is playing to the masses. It's like more home runs, less pitching changes. Nobody likes pitchers duels anymore for some reason because you guys suck.
Cowards. You're a bunch of damn cowards.
Everyone wants to see home runs. That's it.
Alfredo says Kolarek can enjoy the fine meats of Oklahoma City. Do they have fine meats? Gary, you ever been to Oklahoma City?
I drove through it,
Oh.
but
Did it smell like fine meats?
I would guess. Yeah.
I would guess.
I would guess.
Yeah.
I've seen it on a map one time.
Yeah. It looks. I mean, Oklahoma looks like a cleaver to chop meat.
Yeah, we got a very important request here. Jaime or Jaime Carrillo wants us to shout him out, and Anthony.
Hi.
The Carrillo brother. I'm assuming you guys are brothers.
Anthony and Albert Carrillo.
Wait,
Damn,
but there was a
there's like
Jaime.
3 Carrillo.
Jaime is a Carrillo.
Carrillo.
They're all brothers or something, or sons.
Carrillo.
I don't know.
Hey Gary, your Islos is showing over there.
What?
Hola, soy Carrillo.
Me gusta baseball.
Baseball been very good to me.
Baseball.
Todd Davis's 3-batter rule reduces Kolarek's value tremendously, 100%. Let's give some points to Todd because I keep forgetting, to give out points to people that mean nothing. I'm basically, what's his name?
Tim brings up the same point that I had about Pollock's options is the fact that unlike Pollock, Kolarek has 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
So he can spend the next 2 years hanging out.
Down the street.
Down the street.
Same old thing he did last week.
Here's the one that I want to talk about, though. I didn't really want to talk about Kolarek. He kind of makes me sad. Matt Beatty.
Matt F. Beatty.
So Dave Roberts has already said he has the inside track to becoming a what do you call him? Bench player?
Pretty much.
Yeah, call him a bench player, which is
given that the way what that's meant out of Doc this year, he's on the roster. He's not
definitely
saying
have
it.
to be. Yeah, we talked about how good he's been, like especially as a bench player, like out of that role. Oh my gosh, he's been good. And the fact that in terms of Matt Beatty, the 3 batter minimum is actually going to work in his favor because he will get to come in and face righties in certain situations where he wouldn't have been able to before because lefties were coming in. Because he's not as good against left-handed pitching at the big league level.
Yeah,
he's great at the minor league level against left-handed pitching, so he's shown he can hit left-handed pitching as a lefty, but he just didn't last year. He did, however, hit like 350 or somewhere above that with runners in scoring position and had like a 410 batting average on balls in play with runners in scoring position. So he's shown that he can be really valuable off the bench.
He was hitting over 290 on the season heading into September. So the kid can hit. And adding, I think I said that it was either on the show or to someone somewhere, or I was just talking to myself in the mirror. But before spring training started, I was like, the only way Matt Beatty makes this roster, especially after, the addition of Mookie Betts and just the way the roster was laid out, the only way Beatty makes this roster is if he can get gooder at third base, because third base was the glaring, obvious spot that they needed a backup to JT because they didn't have anybody. I don't really like Kike at 3B. He can do it with some time. That's not his spot. CT3, he's an athlete. You don't put athletes at third base, which is why I play there on occasion.
Hey-o.
Max Muncy has been very vocal about hating third base. So
he's like, please, God, don't put me there. Please, Dave.
In college, that was his Beatty. That was his primary spot. His primary position was third base in college. He hasn't looked terrible. I think he's just got to get some of the throws down.
He's got to get reps. He's got to get reps in.
But yeah, that was going to be his spot. But like you're talking about the lefty coming in and having a right-handed batter that can, or left-handed pitcher to face a right-handed pitcher or whatever the hell I'm trying to words with that. The bench is essentially all righties right now, I think. You got Barnes, CT3, Taylor, and then any given day it's going to be Pollock or Jock. And then Beatty. So you kind of want to balance out that bench a little bit more, even though it doesn't seem like the Dodgers care so much about balance with the 4 lefties in the starting rotation. But
no, they don't.
Does Beatty deserve that spot? Yes. And is it like a charity opening day spot? Maybe, because he did do a lot for this team. He meant a lot for this team. Hell, he was like one of the best hitters in the postseason last year. Hit 375 in short work.
Plus, we just really like him.
And he's a friend of ours. And now we can't be friends if he's in OKC.
Yeah, that's far.
Yeah,
we don't want to talk
still
to him
trying
on the
to get his
phone.
wife on our softball
kinda
team one
whack.
of these days.
Oh, very important. We have to shout out Tina Hill, who's in the stream and said we did not shout her out earlier. So
Hi, Tina. How's Baston?
Clint said hi.
I said hi.
Sorry about
Boston. Mookie says hearing Clint speak Spanish is something I needed right now.
Yeah, we all needed that in my life.
Hey, mira, sas. That's all I got to do. That's all I got to do. Jaime says, Viva la raza. Yep. I think that's about it on that. Anybody, Gary, you have any input on any of these 3 players? You're going to spring training, so you probably shouldn't say anything.
I mean,
you got to be friendly
good
with these people.
Pollock's a really nice guy. I mean, he knows he's looking at 161 on the sheet himself. I'm sure he wants to improve. He has the weight of the contract on him. He wants to do better. Choleric, we all know he's going to be a little nervous about the 3-batter rule. And then Beatty's so humble that you think that he's always nervous about going back, sent down. But he really is just a good guy. And then, he's humble and he's good. I mean, we all know with our eyes, we know he's good for the team.
Yeah.
On so many different levels.
Yeah, he absolutely brings a lot to the team. And it would be a waste to see him. I mean, it would be adding to a very good AAA team for sure, but we don't care about the AAA Dodgers. We don't care about the Oklahoma City Dodgers. We care about the Los Angeles Dodgers of Los Angeles. And also, what is that? Jonathan Borgia, you are a monster.
Jock at third
It
experiment.
says Jock at third experiment.
I'm down.
One, how dare you?
Let's just get weird.
Not even, I wouldn't play Jock at third on my softball team. God damn it. You're a monster.
Wouldn't you just love to see him get lit up one at bat and just like do that Jim thing from The Office where he looks at the camera like, whoa.
Honestly, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, guys. It's getting on in the show, so we'll keep the final thought here real tight. Real tight. I'm waiting for the thing.
THOTS?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's actual name because he changes. He's one of those people that changes. But it's at BDEZ, BDEZ559. It's No Town Dodgers right now. And the premise of the question was, if I offered you $15 million cash, would you switch your sports allegiance to your hated rival? I guess that's pretty much it. Would you switch it for $15 million? Would you go right for Giants Nation?
How many million?
$15 million cash.
I'd do it for
You'd be a Giants fan for how much?
not that much. Not that much.
Now, so you're going to be fighting Dodgers Twitter and Astros Twitter in the same night? Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bless
dude.
up.
Let's just do
No,
it.
everybody
Peace.
be honest about
Dude,
that.
if you tell me that you would not take $15 million to switch your allegiance, you are a flat out liar. And you,
yeah.
absolutely a liar. No doubt about it. Anybody would take $15 million to switch allegiance unless you have just like billions and billions laying around. Then you're gonna. See, you would too. I would write about.
I would
Giants.
take everything I learned from doing this Dodgers thing. I'd go make the greatest Giants nation over there.
And
That
you'd call
sucker
it Oracle,
all you people.
Oracle Heaven.
Oracle Heaven.
And we would just kill it.
No, I'd call it a banging by the ocean or something like that.
We'll call it
Something.
candlestick something.
Bang in the ocean.
Ocean Heaven.
Bang in the ocean.
Banging
Ocean
in the bay.
Avenue.
Yeah.
You guys let us know what my Giants podcast is going to be. My response to this was, it's tough, but to me, I pulled the ultimate trump card here and said, by the way, I think we have to change the way that's
Yeah, we can't use that anymore.
I said if Vin Scully can grow up a Giants fan and become the voice of the Dodgers for 67 years, I can consider faking my allegiance for $15 million.
Someone said you can't afford to live in San Francisco with $50 million. It's true.
That's
it's-
that's a quality
I'm
point.
trying to
I, like
find-
that,
I can't find that
That
person
was
right
good. I
now.
like that one. Give him a point. Give him
Yeah.
a thingy.
I can't find our comments going too fast.
Gary, what is your take on that? Would you let's see? Would you become a Celtics fan
No, not Ben Shirley. Would I become a? No, I can't. I
for $15 million?
for
My
15
ass.
You know why? I just can't. I can't. It's like the whole.
You could
like,
change Lucas's initials.
Would you? I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Like that kind of that mentality. I can't.
Sometimes you gotta hustle.
You gotta hustle, but like, I can't ever be a Laker fan. Like, I would just my core
Other
would be
other way. Celtics fan.
no. I know they would rip everything I love about the Lakers out of my body. And that's hard.
So there's a difference though. Like,
See? You know?
You're doing it for the money.
There's something about I don't know why Celtics just rang way worse than the Giants. That I don't know why. Like I feel like both
'Cause they're
rivalries are really
evil.
bad, but like the Celtics are inherently evil, and so
They are.
that's tough for me.
My son's like third words were Boston sucks.
I would just stop watching basketball. Like, is that an option?
I don't think that's part of the
Can
option.
I just stop sportsing?
Bidez.
I'll just start watching chess.
But it's got to be Boston chess.
Boston chess. Like I freaking you out. You're done. Get out. I don't know how to do Boston.
Yeah.
They got dumb accents. I don't know.
What you said, chess. What is a move? It's like a king. It's king me thing.
King to
What? How do you win chess again?
I took your rook.
Checkmate. Right?
Checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
we're not really intelligent
Like,
here.
hey, wicked checkmate. There you go. That's about all I got right there. Thank you. Speaking of Boston, Tina Hill's back in the stream. She says, "Can I be on the softball team?" Well, you moved, bro. But yeah, come on out. We'll pick you up.
I need people to play softball with in Pasadena, since I'm not allowed on the team.
Well, it's not that you're not allowed on the team.
Wait. I want to do that again. Since I'm not allowed on the team.
It's true.
In that case, his sadness would be a joke to us. Damn it, that's a good name for the episode.
Sadness joke.
Sadness
to
joke.
us.
Thank you. It tends to be hard.
We should wrap up soon. Yeah.
Anything exceptional here? We appreciate you guys, hanging out with us on the stream. You guys have been very, very lovely, very delicious, as I usually say. James Brown lives for the show, and you know what? So do we, James Brown. We appreciate you.
Thank you for not watching the Bachelor finale and watching us.
And keeping us on the side of, the Laker game as well. But you guys can find us on the internet. We are DodgersNation.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Hit that notification bell. It's somewhere.
Over.
Yonder. It's like right here, I think, for people that happen to be watching on YouTube right now. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We are on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, so many more. Please leave a review for us, or rate and review the podcast. We'd appreciate it on any medium in which you can. Thank you.
Breathe. You okay? You good? Whoa, I think you muted mine. I'm at BrookMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. This guy over here is at RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter, at Official Dodger Nation on Instagram. Huge thank you to all of you for being involved, putting comments in, making us laugh, because you guys tend to do that. Thank you to Gary over there in the little square with his hat on for killing it in production today. Thank you guys all for everything, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.